We back, y'all.
Back at it.
What's good for it? A lot of things been going on in the world. We're gonna bring a little something to you. I think I'm gonna start off with something easy, man, something light. Cause I actually like this shit for real though. 2CHAINZ had a segment with GQ called Most Expensivest Shit. Homie had that, you know, he was like, hey, that shit ain't no word.
Right. I'm like, is expensive as a word or shit? I'm not no English professional, but expensive just didn't sound right to me. You know?
No,
but I had never heard of the show, you know? And when he was mentioning it, I'm like, what? Some of the shit threw me back and shit. Like, I didn't know it was different qualities of the water. You know what I mean? I didn't know you could eat gold.
They reckless
gold.
with it.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a waste of money going around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They got a $300 burger.
Yeah, that's throwaway money, man.
Well, you eating gold.
Yeah, that's why. Right, cause you eating gold.
Yeah,
that's why it's $300. They got a $1,000 ice cream sundae.
Right.
Where you eating gold.
Right. I might take a shot on the $1,000 ice cream sundae. You know what I mean? I'm a fat bastard and shit. You know, $1,000 ain't so bad to throw away.
They got $100,000 water.
Yeah, water.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the con right there.
Yeah, that's straight con. You paying for that bottle cap? What they say?
They say
diamond
14 karat diamonds, all encrusted around the top with white gold. The top is white gold. You know what I'm saying itself, and then 14 karat diamonds.
Yeah.
And they just encrusted all around the cap. Real shiny, pretty shit, but ain't nobody trying to pay no $100,000 for no shit like that.
It come with a suitcase and a chauffeur and shit. You know what I'm saying? But once you drink the water, they leave.
Man, I thought
Right.
I thought everybody drank the same water.
Right,
you know,
right.
I mean,
I didn't know that. Yeah.
There were different levels, like wine and liquor. You know.
Right. Old boy say, depending on where the rain fall and where they catch it, is the level of water you get. So everybody in the city, you drinking trash. So everybody got that Flint, don't know it.
So the man should have just said the least amount of fluoride. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, he's like this should have just said this is 100% fluoride free. We caught this in the wild. You know what I mean?
I'd rather stick my cup out the one when it's raining, man.
I wouldn't mind.
You might want to filter that shit through the water, through the earth and shit.
I wouldn't mind tasting it though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm talking about cause
that's fresh water you gonna get.
They say it's I'm talking about that the water he had, like you know 2CHAINZ like paying for all this shit. You know what I mean? But tasting it, they say you judge the water off that TDS, total dissolved
TDS.
solids.
Yeah, a TDS, right?
Okay, so they said based on that, it could be carbonated without going through any process. The water itself is carbonated from the spring it comes from.
Yeah,
he tried through the earth filter.
Yeah, he tried. He tried 3 different waters. You know, one was off a glacier over 15 years old.
Some called Berg.
Yeah.
And they had another one called Vichy.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the last
one was... That's the carbonated one.
Yep. Then the last one was...
The carbonated was straight bullshit. That was straight Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah, right. That was Kevin Diplo said that.
Yeah, that shit was straight Alka-Seltzer and shit.
But they said the last one, the $100,000 shit, tasted like fruit. And he was like, ain't nothing been added to it.
That's bullshit. That shit been ran over some grape soda.
I do believe he was really pimping the game trying to sell $100,000 water.
The shit there's a market.
But I do believe that it's different levels of it too though. You know what I'm saying?
There's a market to the super rich like, hey, you're not drinking the same water as Bert from Austell and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're drinking a more superior water and shit.
Yeah, like he said, he got a restaurant. He got 20 different types of water.
Right, 20 waters.
So, a menu. He had a water menu. I almost swallowed my tongue and shit.
So you said 20 waters.
I mean, if you got money, and I guess you go in that restaurant, you gonna be like, hey, let me try. You know,
if I ain't fucking with
different.
If I ain't fucking with Dasani, Aquafina, I just ain't fucking with it and shit.
Yeah.
Smart water. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I mean...
Strip clubs charging $10. Does that count as...
and that's for Voss. V-O-S-S.
Is that a low TDS?
You know what I'm saying?
You should ask the waiter that and shit. Like,
I
you know what I mean? How low is the TDS on this bitch if it's $10 and shit? I want real low.
What I'm paying for the glass?
Right.
You know, that's what I asked him. Like, come on, man.
The Berg glacier water, he said it was glacier water, 1,000 years old or some shit. That shit was $20.
Yeah. That's pure water right there. All right, I can take that, but I'm not $20.
$20 for the bottle.
Oh,
but
yeah,
that's in his restaurant.
Yeah, right. I can take that.
Yeah, that and the other one, he said you can't get it at a regular store. You'll never find it at a market.
The 100,000 one came in a case.
Yeah. Well, my family's from upstate New York, Saratoga. They have a spring there where they sell water. The water smells like fucking eggs and it tastes like shit. But you can't tell my mother and my aunts that. You know what I mean? Because they love that water because they from there and the water's been like that for hundreds of millions of years and shit.
It's the purest well in the world.
It's a pure water well. You know what I'm saying? The shit's on like the high standards of fucking white people who's fucking drinking water and shit. They go there just to drink that shit. But
yeah, from my family in the country of Warren County, Georgia. You know, shout out. But they got a pipe coming out the ground. Talking about it's a spring up on the ground.
Yeah.
Only good thing, you know. When you go there and you get jugs of water, it's come out ice cold.
Ice cold.
Man.
Ice cold.
Ice cold.
Delicious.
That's one thing the water is ice cold.
Yeah, it's pretty good though. I mean, I drink it. I drink it all the time when I went to my grandma's house and everything she drunk. So.
Yeah, shout out to 2CHAINZ. And I didn't even know this was a show out there. You guys are some goddamn internet fucking freaks and shit. How'd you find this shit?
But
like, I thought I was a goddamn YouTube geek and shit.
Yeah. Most expensive as shit. Man.
It's doper than like cribs and shit like that because they're traveling around the world and doing it. But they go a little piece of some of the shit that he get into.
Cribs would be easy because everybody did that. He's taking a little lane more to the left of the exotic things that you would spend if you were super wealthy.
And he was super surprised when Buddy even wanted to open 100,000 up. Are we drinking it?
Yeah.
Right.
Are you gonna open it?
That's how you know. That's how you know this game and shit. That shit was straight to Sonny. He gave him shit.
That was my man Nick Young, Swaggy P, and Swaggy P Jr. along with Carl, the real sneakerhead. The man had a crazy inventory. I can't even lie. Boy had some shoes that cost $25,000. Only made 72 pair. Looked like somebody cut the grass on them. Actually looked like somebody wore them 72 times. Yeah. But me, would I pay $25,000 for them? Hell no. I actually wish I had a whole nother thumb so I could give it 3 thumbs down. I would never, ever fuck my money up like that. Now, that's just me. But they did have a crazy collection. A real fan of the sneakers collection that they had. And I can't lie, I'll be going back. Not only would I be buying stuff, but I will be selling them items as well. So I do salute Carl. Keep doing what you're doing. Nick Young, I'll see you on the court, folks. Yeah, I gotta get something, man. You fucking ball. You doing a turn up anyway. Oh! Hey, man, just because Atlanta doing all right for the first time.
So that was 2CHAINZ and Nick Young going to check out the most expensivest shoes, and it's some $25,000 Jordans. But y'all check it out, man.
He
like
took a shot at the fucking Hawks, yo.
To my Nick Young. Oh, now you fucked up by swagging now.
Right. Mr. 2 and 14 and shit. Fucking Swaggy P.
He said they ain't designed no plays for him till Kobe leave.
Believe it, Lakers coming back.
Yeah, I believe it.
They always do.
Yeah.
They always do.
Let's roll out.
Yeah, that shit was pretty good. So y'all check that out.
Only
shout out to 2CHAINZ.
Only nine bottles of water, $100,000 bottles of water been made in the U.S. or in the world. Period.
And they just drank one for free.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean?
That's right. That's how goddamn special this shit is.
I ain't no player hater, but if you go to that store, they talk about they got 10 bottles left. All right, the math. I ain't no math with it.
But, you know, come on, man.
They making it. They making it.
Man mixing with Aquafina with some smart water.
That shit better
come
come
with a Sandy in there.
That shit better come with a wife.
For 100,000.
100,000.
Yeah.
Shit better fill my tank up and I can drive off it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All the above.
Speaking of Kobe and Swaggy P, you know what I'm saying? All-Star Weekend just passed, and that shit was fucking awesome. Yeah. I ain't seen one this good in a long time, man. In a long time.
Yeah, man.
They bombed out waiting on LeBron to do the dunk contest. And in between all the speculation, they just found all the land of misfit toys and put them in the NBA All-Star Weekend. But this weekend, everybody there shine. Yeah, everybody there deserved it.
They had 2 legitimate dunkers.
Yeah.
The rest are just game dunkers, you know.
Yeah, they saying it's the best dunk contest since Dominique and
I'm hearing that from everybody.
Yeah.
I seen it. This is the first time I watched the All-Star Weekend, the whole Saturday festival from beginning to end. I watched the skills challenge was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Your boy went out there. You know what I'm saying? The big man. When they was going against a little
Towns against
Towns.
Isaiah Thomas.
Oh man, that was big. That was a big time challenge right there. Towns came through and pulled it out. You know what I mean? That was exciting. So like competition the whole night. Everything was competition. You know, the Golden State show while they was Golden State. You know what I'm saying? Splash Brothers just went out there like crazy. Them boys put out 27, 25, 23, just dropping it, miss it. And everybody was getting in 20s. Usually 20 win you the tournament.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
20 got you out of the first round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, everybody's fucking shooting nowadays and shit.
Yeah.
Everybody got a shooter and shit.
Yeah.
But you know what the bread and butter is?
What's that?
The dunk contest.
Oh.
That shit was fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, look. I mean, for the most part, I don't know who Aaron Gordon is as far as a big name in the league.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We all know Zach LaVine because he the champ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They had Will Barton from Denver, right?
I'm aware of those guys because I'm a college basketball junkie, and those guys did spend 1 year in college. So I kind of knew coming up, not just a college basketball, but basketball overall. I follow from high school and up.
Yeah.
So these guys are big prep guys. You know what I mean? Not known for being super athletic and dunking.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
but these guys, like LaVine, came to the league and just surprised everybody last year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's become a primetime player. But this dunk contest, man.
Then Andre Drummond was in it too.
Great show.
I kind of wanted to see Drummond come with something kind of along the lines of like Dwight Howard. Not trying to compare him at all, but I'm just saying being a creative as a big man in the dunk contest. You know, the Steve Nash thing was cool. I think had they got it on the first try, they would at least got like 43.
Right.
At least.
Nah, it would have been a little closer to a little 4. I said it would have been like a 48. You know what I mean? Because the trick was on Steve Nash.
Right. But after we saw it 8 times,
the
it was
trick was
like,
on Steve Nash. Like, there's really no fucking nothing hard that Drummond's doing.
Right.
And when you 6'11", it's like watching me dunk on an 8-foot rim.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like everybody can do it, I guess, at 6'11".
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So he came with some
and he didn't even come with no power. He was that big. He was supposed to come with power and enthusiasm. You know?
Yeah.
And what was wrong with your boy with that fucking Michael Jackson fucking bullshit he came out with?
That was Will Barton. He did good. He did good the first time. His first dunk, they gave him like a 43 or some shit like that. Y'all seen it if you didn't go look at it. But, you know, the first dunk was solid. You know what I'm saying? First round, I was like,
he got the 43 for the costume. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The dunk was a fucking was another fucking dunk you could see in a game on a fast break and shit.
It's all about show now and how creative you can be throughout.
Right. No, but the dunks that Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, those aren't game time dunks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, they robbed Aaron Gordon. Right. If you ask me, Aaron Gordon won.
Aaron Gordon won the damn dunk. The mascot is spinning around.
What?
And he catches it with perfect timing.
Time was off the chain, bro. The timing was perfect.
No.
Like he's spinning.
That's game over right there. That should have been 51.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Even when he jumped over his head, you know,
was dope.
He was 6'9".
Right.
The mascot is 7 foot.
And he basically was sitting
on
top of this nigga head in the air. He got high enough to get up.
That's a second overtime dunk.
Yeah.
Like the legs went parallel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Forward like a gymnast.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
that was beautiful, man.
he brought it under. Like usually guys get it under real quick. He showed the creativity of putting his legs out straight.
Man.
You know what I mean? In slow motion. Right. Like he was sitting on a chair.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He was perfect. Like, over the mascot.
Yeah.
Over the mascot.
And then it just finishes it, man. Finishes it with authority too.
But you know what though? Zach LaVine, he was living from that line though.
Yeah.
That was the only thing I could say. Like the dunks was still dope and shit, but at the end of the day, like
when you
it wasn't creative when you compare it to Aaron Gordon.
But hang time.
The takeoff.
The hang time.
Yeah.
The difference between them, hang time and bounce. You know what I mean? LaVine got that hang time. He comes from the foul line. He can do anything from the foul line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your boy got the bounce, Aaron Gordon. He just spread that vertical was just explosive.
Yeah.
Explosive.
And that's why they compare him to Jordan and Dominique in '88.
Right.
And neither one of them.
Right.
Dominique had the power in the bounce.
Neither one of them had to repeat a dunk if I'm correct.
No,
I never saw it.
And I think just one person just missed. They had a couple run-ups, but they didn't jump.
Yeah.
But I think one was a miss, but it was so good, the dunk so good that we still hadn't never seen it.
Yeah, great.
You know what I mean?
Great.
So
I think that's a dunk. Levine was gonna do one thing, and then he ended up going to the side of the goal and throwing it off the side of the backboard or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, anyway, shit was dope. Shit was dope as it's been in a long time.
Yeah.
So the NBA got some extra do-up points for that.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the NBA is in full effect now. Now this is when NBA starts back to crank up. You know.
Even the All-Star Game Center was a dunk contest.
Yeah.
No defense.
No, it was no defense.
You know, but they almost broke the clock with 200 because they said the scoreboard only go to 199. So they had a score. They stopped at 196.
Right.
So,
nobody was playing D. Nobody wanted to get hurt.
They should have let Kevin Hart back on the court.
Right.
You seen the Celebrity Game?
Nah.
I
forgot it was on.
Yeah.
Man, the Celebrity Game, Kevin Hart he started off as the coach.
Yeah.
They did international just like the Rising Stars.
Yeah.
So USA versus the world or Toronto or some
Winning showed out.
Kevin Hart can't let a spotlight be on the ground without him being on it.
Right. Drake was the coach and Kevin Hart was the coach. And from the jump, they was tripping. He didn't even dap the man up and that. But he started off as the coach and by like halftime, he didn't jump in the game. He out there playing in the game. That shit was hilarious though.
Kevin Hart is crazy, man.
But the weekend was a good weekend. Everybody gave Kobe a proper farewell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They tried to give him the All-Star. Kobe just didn't have nothing in the gun.
Nah.
They let him shoot 100 times. Kobe ain't had nothing in the gun.
Nah, he scored about 6 to 8 points.
Yeah.
Hey, he signed my man from the Warriors real quick though, Curry. Before the Celebrity Game, they was standing outside and they were talking.
Yeah.
And he was like, Steph Curry was probably the age my daughter is now. The first time I was in my first All-Star game. Damn.
He played against his dad. He played
he said that.
Yeah, I'm old now. I'm 38.
Right. Yeah, right. I'm over the hill. It's over with.
This young boy's 24 years old, man.
Let them have it.
They too fast now for me.
That's right. It's a great game, though.
So, yeah, the All-Star weekend was pretty good. I like the format. Hope they can keep it up. Maybe they don't have to just do it international like they did. Maybe they could do it city to city and make the theme about the city the way they did about the city of Toronto. Yeah. But anyway, it was awesome. And
hey, shout out to the city of Toronto. They hosted a good thing.
Yeah.
That goddamn Drake.
Yeah, he did his thing, man. He did his thing.
Even if Meek Mills was out, he couldn't show his face. I hate to go there. I know that's corny. You know what I'm saying? That was hack, but fuck it, I'm a hack.
Meek did get a sucker punch on him before the weekend started though.
Meek shot a little diss record out there and shit, but he wouldn't have been allowed. This would have been the wrong time for him to show up.
Yeah, it would have been horrible.
Right. He was going behind enemy lines here.
That fucking Drake is hot as fish grease though, man.
Man, he can't lose.
Yeah, that motherfucker can't drop a dud and shit. You can't drop a dud. Whatever he touch, turn to gold and shit.
Yeah. He got a song called Summer 2016.
Yeah, and that's
it's vicious.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Vicious.
I hear it. It's becoming a rotation.
Jabbing like.
Yeah.
It's vicious.
And they say him and J. Cole dropping a mixtape, so.
Drake and J. Cole?
That's gonna be vicious.
I know J. Cole and Kendrick.
Kendrick must be a fucking diva and shit.
I heard Drake and J. Cole also.
Cause I
don't know. I forgot the name of. I don't even. No, they never.
J. Cole and Kendrick.
But I seen it on. I seen it on Forest Hill documentary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
that's what's up.
Speaking of Kendrick, he showed his ass at the Grammy.
Oh yeah, Kendrick had a dog. Performance.
It's an executive somewhere right now. Like we should have never gave you niggas money. This nigga came out in chains and. County line jumpsuit,
I love the performance, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not the biggest Kendrick fan of shit, and but the performance was dope. It was original.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was something to think about.
Right.
It was something to think. I love when an artist give you something that'll make you think critically. Right. I mean, period. You know what I'm saying? Because following the trend is easy.
That was artwork right
and
there.
And I like you said, I love that part, and I love also when it was unexpected. It was something new, fresh. You didn't expect.
He could have came out there and just did Kunta.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
And then a regular rap style, and a regular show like that.
I love myself.
Right.
He could have went that
so
route.
Figure, hey, I got the platform.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna take the bully pulpit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out there and do something with this pulpit.
You know it's big when Obama even tweet shout out to
Kendrick Lamar. They did. The White House tweeted him out.
That's how you do it, man.
The White House tweeted out K.
You gotta hit them when
hashtag my brother's keeper.
Right. You gotta hit them when they paying attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They was all looking in the Super Bowl and they was all looking Grammy night. We just got 2 jabs in there.
Yeah.
Boom. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna be an easy fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we fighting, man. We
Oh
fighting.
yeah.
Cause you know,
that's right.
Like maybe a week before that, Beyonce came out with a controversial performance at the Super Bowl.
Song is well to some people.
Yeah.
The song is controversial to some people.
Right. Yeah, the song is controversial and the performance was
definitely
controversial to a lot of people. Basically, she came out in all black, even though Bruno Mars came out in all black, but the crew also came out in all black and they had black berets on. I'm not even gonna say black.
And the afro.
Yeah, they had berets on with afro.
All women though. All sisters.
And they fists up.
Yeah.
All sisters. But it was controversial. I don't understand how it's that controversial and the Confederate flag is not. And it's pushed out always, everywhere. Right. You understand? So, you know, shouts out to Beyonce for her thing. And only B can drop a song the day before the Super Bowl, then perform it.
Right.
And everybody know the words. All the females know the words anyway. You know what I'm saying?
You know the Beehive is out.
Yeah.
You know?
And what's the girl name who had a major problem with it?
Tommy Lauren.
Yeah.
Beyonce killed that performance though, man. She came out there.
She did.
Like I really didn't pay attention to it. It took me several days to watch it. You know what I mean? Until all the hype about it, I'm like, what the hell did she do? I seen her up there. I'm thinking like, yo, Green Beret, Oakland, they in the Bay Area? I didn't think it was like a goddamn terrorist salute to the dead. To fucking Fox News, to condemn Fox News and kill the police and all that old bullshit. You know what I mean? But
this is how some people took it though.
And her name is Tommy Lorraine.
Beyonce? Really? What is the political message here? Was it Beyonce and her Black Panther dancers trying to convey here? A salute to what? A group that used violence and intimidation to advance not racial equality but an overthrow of white domination. The Black Panthers, for those who don't know, were critical of Martin Luther King's non-violent civil rights movement. They didn't believe in change through peace. They promoted violence instead.
Oh, really?
Listen, I stand behind my final thoughts. Not one word is racist.
So that's what she believes.
Right.
And, you know, but the big thing was she's allowed to believe this. She's allowed to say this. Right. It's fine. No one has a problem with that. So Charlemagne the God gave a donkey of the day for it. You understand what I'm saying? On his platform. She invited him on her platform to discuss the reason for that. And it's been a hot button issue in social media. Yeah. So you just, I don't know, check out what the other side thinks sometimes.
Hey, before you put it on, she's been the most vocal and the most highly critical of the performance. You know what I mean?
Very much so.
You know what I mean? Her and Giuliani are the front runners on this thing. You know what I mean? She actually called for, I ain't gonna say, but there's another, and there's a third group that called for a boycott of Beyonce. They went down.
Yeah.
They went down
to the NFL or something.
Yeah, to the NFL or New York City Hall, somewhere down there.
My God.
And 2 people showed up.
Oh,
they was expecting hundreds of thousands. They would have got a permit for all this space, and they have nothing. And nobody showed up. You know what I mean? You could have fit the moon in between the space they had. There's nothing out there. Just crickets.
I just don't understand why speaking out against these kind of injustices is considered wrong in America. And Tommy, why do you keep acting like Beyonce is trying to bring attention to the Black Panthers? No, Beyonce is trying to bring attention to the injustices that are happening to other Americans.
That was Charlemagne the God on Breakfast Club interview, and
they had a good little jab back and forth about the situation. You could check it out. You know, we could play sound bites all day, but that's not what we here for.
Yeah, right. Just
you know what I'm saying? But it was good, and the whole point of all this conversation is the fact that even in America today, where you know, some claim that it's post-racial, where it's beyond this point, you still have certain people following old narratives.
Right.
And some people is just out of tradition, some people is out of ignorance, and some people are willfully doing it. Like I believe Miss Tommy Lauren to be doing it. Not totally. I do believe she's somewhat ignorant because she's only 23. She's only 23. Like, what the fuck do you know?
And this is what she's probably taught in her school books. You know what I mean?
She's our parents.
But I also believe that she's doing it by choice, just for the simple fact that she is aiming at a particular demographic.
Right.
She will be right next to Bill O'Reilly really, really soon.
Right.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
she's definitely being interviewed right now to be on Fox.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Most of these conservative talking heads, their goal is to be on Fox. You know what I mean? So she went out there and she went as outrageous as she could be. You know what I mean? She was way off the beaten path. She was going with a salute to the Black Panthers, but it wasn't had nothing to do with that. It was totally about the Black Lives Movement.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. You know what I'm saying about the injustices of the police brutality. You know, that's what the message was about. It had nothing to do with supporting the.
That and just her feelings
Black
are
Panthers.
hurt. I think her feelings are hurt behind all the rants behind it.
Right.
You know, basically calling her racist, calling her family racist.
Tommy.
Oh man, that's what Twitter do, man. I mean, that's what Twitter. You know what I'm
The
saying?
internet does that.
Right.
And the Beehive is number one. They're serious. You say something wrong about Beyonce,
Right.
you got a problem. You might as well stay outside of social media for a while.
She should have just turned her account off. Like she knew she was going in on Jay and Beyonce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
2 big time social media whores.
Yeah.
The followers are gonna get you.
Right.
They're gonna get
Definitely
you.
gonna get
She
you.
knows how Howard Stern, and she knows if you mess with in the white community, if you mess with Howard Stern, his followers are gonna get you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Guaranteed.
You mess with Bill O'Reilly, his followers are gonna get you. You know what I mean? They're gonna troll you. They're gonna troll you till they get on your nerves. So her best bet when she went at the public failure like Beyonce was to turn the damn shit off. They were coming for you, baby.
I was just about to say what you said though. Look, the internet is so vicious or so plagued by this thing that they've developed a word for it called trolling.
Trolling.
So you know that people not gonna automatically respect. Most likely, people won't respect your perspective or your opinion, just because it's a format where people can talk shit and you'll never see them.
And you go on your show and fall apart because of it, you're gonna get more trolls because you're starting to break down. You're letting people know that you're fucking weak.
But I believe that her whole image, and this is why I said she's doing this knowingly. Her whole image is contrived off of, or contrived to become a character of the super ultra conservative.
Right.
I believe like the network is telling her, or she's being guided, or by her own will, even maybe, because in the interview with her and Charlamagne, even though he makes very valid points, she's never stuck.
Right.
She will change the subject, but she's never stuck. She never concedes any of his ideas. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when you think about a conversation is give and take, like any relationship in life, not just let's move on past. I don't want to deal with that. Where would you be in life if you continue to be this type of person? So she's doing this in a way that's building her brand. She's building her brand, but I also want to make this point really quick. I'm sorry, I'm ranting right now, but this is how it's important though. While you focus on the racism of it all, she could be knowingly promoting this stereotype, but in the end, it's for a personal gain. It is for a profit. And what I'm saying this to say, most things in life are for a personal gain, a profit. Even when it comes to corporations, legislations, all these things. Racism exists. We know this. Stereotypes, prejudice exists. We know this. But don't be so clouded by this that you believe all people of any one group are this way. Because at the end of the day, somebody's profiting off of your lack of knowledge.
Right.
Just like Tommy Lauren is profiting off of the people that blindly follow her, that chant, things that are derogatory to other people, not white.
And I would put my bottom dollar that she's a Donald Trump supporter. Because she seems to take that alleyway of ignorance. You know what I mean? You could just put out statements without facts. You know what I mean?
You know, Bill Maher, he's very critical and culture, and he talks about her a lot. Yeah. But she's been a guest on the show, right?
No.
Right. But he said that is just to get paid. He said when you sitting backstage talking with her, she's the kindest, coolest, blah, 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 blah. But when the lights come on, so somebody is creating these minions and getting a profit off of it. They don't care about who's out there.
It's all about the views.
She actually considers Al Sharpton. She actually considers Al Sharpton a friend. And this is Ann Coulter. You know what I mean? She actually considers Al Sharpton a friend.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But when they turn the lights on, she portrays an image that Al Sharpton would not be the type of guy she would even associate with being in the same bus with. Yep. You know what I mean? If she seen Al Sharpton with the lights on and the camera on, she would go out the other door.
Oh, you know my God.
Right.
But how she sounds. Yeah. Very nasally pitched. So speaking on shit.
So basically it's an image of self-gain, like you said. Yeah. Even though you try to criticize Beyonce and Jay-Z, say Jay-Z talked about dope and selling dope back in the day. It was that was his platform to tell his story to grow, which got him paid. Right. You doing the same thing, you just using another platform, but you telling certain stories or staying on certain lanes.
It's not even so much as an image, it's an opinion. Mm-hmm. And that's what people are paying for now is opinion. They don't want fact, they want opinion. Yep. You know what I mean?
A lot of people love to get soul dreams.
Right. You know and that's what Donald Trump is doing right now. He's selling people opinions. He's selling people his opinions. He has no facts. He hasn't put any facts on the table.
Now, while we here and we talking about politics, you understand? We talking about Donald Trump. People love him because he's not politically correct, right?
Right.
That's a safe assumption.
That's the route they're taking now.
Okay.
They're like, no more Mr. Nice Guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Republican. We want a guy who's gonna talk the talk and walk the walk.
So I have a real philosophical question at the moment, right? What is the difference between being politically correct and being decent? Because I understand all occasions do not require you to be politically correct, right? Mm-hmm. Like somebody hit you with, God damn! You know what I'm saying? Like reaction. Okay, right? Okay.
That's not politically correct.
You're not going to be politically correct.
I thought you seen a roach.
But
what the fuck that damn come from?
At some point, though, you have to still be decent. Like, you can't be vulgar and this and that. And I'm asking to say Donald Trump right now, where he is.
Right.
Is he beyond politically correct?
Right.
Or is he, you understand what I'm saying? That's the question I'm asking.
No. Donald Trump is ignorant. He's not being politically correct, no. You know what I mean?
He's
being ignorant.
He's not truly being politically incorrect. He's not really speaking his mind. He's speaking opinion.
He's speaking opinion and ignorant opinion and factless opinion.
Okay,
you
so
know what I mean?
Hey, Donald Trump is basically doing the Tupac. Found a weakness in his game and sold it. You know what I'm saying? He finally found the window, and he realized that people are gonna watch him either if he's right or wrong, just for his ignorance, to know that we know he's gonna say something.
Yeah. Okay. It sounds good. It sounds good.
Regardless.
You know what I mean? Even though his theory is his running platform, you know what I mean, is way out there. Right. Like building a gate and building a fence on the border and having Mexico pay for it. It's impossible. You know what I mean? It's impossible.
Yeah,
not if they keep taking our jobs.
Get rid of 12 million people. It's impossible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The government can't even find 1 million people they have warrants. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to just scoop up 12 million people and get rid of them?
Right.
These things is impossible, Donald Trump. He's going to, all of a sudden, he's going to be the big bad guy. He's going to be the guy to stop all these companies from going overseas.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Any publicity is good publicity.
He can't do it.
Let me ask y'all this. I'm going to play devil's advocate. For my people that say, Donald Trump's a billionaire. You guys are fucking idiots.
Donald Trump is not a billionaire.
Okay, so first that's a falsehood.
First one, that's a falsehood. Donald Trump's worth a couple $100 million.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
But he ain't no billionaire.
All right, so if anybody's qualified to get us out of this economic rut, it sure has to be a businessman.
Nah, Donald Trump's done been fair. He done been four bankruptcies.
It don't matter. It's not. Businessmen are not.
Yeah.
You still have to, whatever law or decision you think you're gonna come up with, you still have to answer to Congress.
Right.
That's when the vote goes down, regardless.
Hey,
what do you think is a great idea for you? You understand?
And your running platform at least has to make sense.
It has to.
You know what I mean? And from my understanding, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, does it have to make sense in these times?
No.
Seriously.
No.
I mean, is he a legitimate contender considering the climate of the culture in America right now? No?
No. He's got enough to stay on TV. You know what I mean? He has enough support to stay on TV for a little while.
Yeah.
But he's not a legitimate contender. Trump will be out of there in the next 3-4 primaries. You know what I mean?
I should have told y'all about this. I fucked up. It's a movie called The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You know the book, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
I never read the book, but I've heard about it several times.
The movie is supposed to be the book in movie form, but Johnny Depp is playing Donald Trump. That shit is fucking hilarious. It's a Funny or Die movie. So you know it's a comedy anyway, like on some National Lampoon shit.
Right.
And he nailed him. That shit is hilarious. Y'all check that out. FunnyOrDie.com. The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump, and it's produced by Ron Howard. Introduced by Ron Howard.
All right.
Okay.
Even though it say written by Donald Trump, produced by Donald Trump, directed by Donald, that shit is hilarious. But did he win the South Carolina primary?
No, that's Saturday.
Okay.
That's Saturday.
That's how much I know.
Right.
Y'all don't vote anyway.
Yeah, right. I think it's either Saturday or Tuesday. It's one or the other. But it hasn't happened yet.
Okay. All right. And you said the burn was in town. They was feeling the burn yesterday.
Oh man, the burn was out on Tuesday night. They was like 9,000 strong out there. Your boy was leading the rally. You know what I mean? Killer Mike.
Killer Mike.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was leading the rally. I got there late. You know what I'm saying? I thought my invitation. You know what I mean? I thought it said 9 o'clock. Starts at 9 o'clock. So we went to basketball first. We got there at about 8 o'clock. And the line was around the corner. You know what I mean? When we went by there at 6:30, the line was around the corner. So we was like, oh man, by the time we get out of practice, you know what I mean?
Bernie doing all this running around. If he gonna win, he gonna spend his first 6 months in the White House just in the bed. No, he be sleeping by himself.
Hey man, I like Bernie Sanders though. He the only one I think keep it.
Bernie, he's keeping it 100 shit.
Most 100 out of all of them.
He's keeping it 100. Yeah, you know. I heard his message on TV, you know, say the same old message.
I'm a bit skeptical of him though because I'm very, very doubtful that he can win without corporate America.
Right.
He's very critical of them, and that's cool. But once you take that money, once you cash that check, rules change.
There's no such thing as not being corporate America.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once he wins, he has to play the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? He has to play the game. You know. Yeah. Obama went there saying that shit, he ain't gonna play the game, he ain't gonna play the game. He's playing the game.
But
you know what I mean?
Obama had to play the game in the last couple of years of his term because this is the first time that Congress just shut down on him.
Right.
You know, we're not listening to any of your views.
Right. This
any of your laws.
Right.
But
we're not even voting.
We had a point in history where where Congress is just deliberately holding up shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they've never seen this in the Senate before, you know.
Exactly.
Where you could just hold
shut
it up.
down the government.
You know, you can just shut the government down because of your opinion of someone. You know what I mean? And don't even fairly negotiate. Both sides.
Yeah, both
sides.
Exactly.
You know, the Republicans a little more starch, and you know what I mean, and hell-bent on their ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, it's both sides sometimes.
Because it's the same size of the same. It's two sides of the same coin.
Right.
There is no way these individuals work side by side to each other and never spend any time with each other.
Oh, it's a negotiation. It's like a game of chess.
Well,
you can't be
my
mortal
back, I'll scratch
enemies
yours.
with somebody you constantly with.
Well, it used to be fair game until a long shot won. Now they're like,
Who's
oh,
the long shot?
Obama's the long
Obama
shot.
was the long shot.
Well,
You know
hold
what
on,
I mean?
wait. Gotta play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
You really consider Obama the long shot?
He was the long shot when he came out of nowhere and just became.
Think about it,
You
man.
know what I
Trump,
mean?
Trump was like, we had all these different people who never voted in their lives
We went from a
come out and
Yeah.
vote for Obama.
Right.
That's why he won.
We
Like,
went from
they didn't count the numbers.
a one-term
correctly.
senator to president of the United States.
Right, but
That's a long
if
shot.
we remember though
That's a
correctly,
long shot, bro.
even though he was a long shot,
Yeah.
politically speaking,
He was
his
ta-
media coverage was almost as if he was supposed to be the one. He's the superstar. He's the blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
Because-
Like he was so
But
charismatic.
you couldn't deny him. Think
Right.
about all his speeches, man. That man was
Hey,
point.
I'm only saying
on
that
point
to
on
say,
each speech. He was actually believable.
no, I think he was playing devil advocate, but
Right.
hey,
Yeah.
once the long shot wins, now the game is messed up. Now these guys, they usually know each other. Democrats, Republicans went to
Yeah.
school together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One just chooses one side as opposed to the other side. You know what I mean? But now when you got long shot minorities winning, you know what I mean? That they really never really like. They ain't like this brother in school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we sure don't like him out on the circuit because he didn't come through the traditional way. You know what I mean? Of working in the law firm, working in the big the banks. You know what I mean?
you know what politics look like.
Being a lawyer. all
Right.
that.
You know what politics look like to the uninformed citizen, somebody who's not really knowledgeable? It looks like the South and the Midwest versus the West and the East.
Yeah. Right.
That is almost the way that the Republican and Democratic parties play out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know it's pockets of each and everywhere, but I'm just saying, like, technically, to the uninformed voter, this is what it looks like. So I've just, politics have devolved into this circus to the point now that it's not good for someone uninformed.
Right.
You'll vote based off of a feeling or an opinion.
Yeah.
And the candidates don't wish to really actually inform you.
And the uninformed Democrat will vote for Hillary.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they thought Clinton was a good president, so they're gonna be Hillary has the same type of deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think
Or an
Clinton-
uninformed
Clinton,
Republican will take Trump because of the rhetoric he's spitting. Oh well, I think I might have lost a job to an immigrant.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or my job is moving to India. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Trump
Yeah.
could have stopped that if he's in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're uninformed. You just follow the pack. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And not that. I'm a right by just because I'm endorsing Bernie Sanders. You know what I mean? I'm just taking. If you look at the lesser of the two evils, Bernie fits me better than fits Hillary. You know what I mean?
I'm endorsing God! Jesus! But while we talking about the system, who killed Scalia?
Huh?
That shit like who shot JR? Dun, dun, dun.
The rich owner gonna say, "Yo, I found a pillow over his head and shit." And he was like,
That
"What do you
silly
mean you
ass
found a
shit.
What do you mean you found a pillow over his head? Did you move the pillow?"
I found his money in my wallet.
Right.
How old was he?
Dude was 80 years old.
Yeah.
Overweight. He was like 80 years old, 5'3".
Yeah, he was a little
Yeah.
bitty guy. But
Yeah,
he was
300 pounds.
Yeah.
You know?
He was Supreme Court.
Right.
Supreme Court justice.
Right.
Yeah.
It was no.
He was very
It was kinda
controversial.
Oh no, controversial. Hell, that joke was the most extreme conservative judge that they had on the panel.
Bring it out.
You know what I mean?
Bring it
So
out.
that's what.
So
they
you
do.
saying that Clarence Thomas studied him?
That's Clarence Thomas's nutsack. He came straight to they came straight from the same nutsack. Both of them guys are ultra conservative, man.
Hey.
This is the most important time in American politics.
That's why we had to talk. We had to talk about this, cause
You know what I mean?
who fills that seat?
Who fills that seat?
That's gonna play a major
Obama
part.
cannot succumb to the pressure and put a moderate. He has to put a liberal in there. You know what I mean? If he wants to change the way of the country for the next 20 to 30 years, you know what I mean? To sway the country center left, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has to put someone that's more liberal.
Okay.
You know what I mean? More liberal than moderate.
Yeah. I have a question about that.
It's gonna be a landslide. Every vote.
I know Supreme Court justices, their relation to candidates running for the presidency is not directly linked, right?
No.
I know presidents choose Supreme Court justices,
They
right?
nominate them, yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. But
rarely do they get 3 nominations like Obama. This is his 3rd one.
So people, who was his second?
He is Elena Kagan and
Sotomayor.
Sotomayor.
Right, I remember her.
You know what I mean?
I remember her.
So if he picks this one, which he is,
right.
You know what I mean? They probably won't.
Well, you know
they probably won't vote on it, but he will pick one.
The right saying they gonna block it. They
Yeah.
said we're gonna block it until the next guy come in, then we can fight about it some more.
Right. So they're like, they're putting all their they're putting all their aces on the table. Like, hey, we're hoping that we're gonna win the election.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is a major election year. This year,
that's what I was gonna ask you. You said he got to put a liberal in. If he puts a liberal in, how much does it change the way that the GOP decides to attack politics now? Do they become? I know they won't completely abandon that, but we do remember the Democrats used to be what the Republicans are.
Right.
The Dixiecrats, and we're not even talking about 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Once he gets nominated, it has nothing to do with the Republican Party. It's issues that have come through the court and reached the Supreme Court,
right.
the highest levels, immigration,
right.
Abortion.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Does that not? But does how the Supreme Court will see it? Does that not weigh heavy on the mind of politicians?
Right. It weighs heavy on the mind. Yeah.
Because they know we can't propose this because it may not go through.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So in that. Will it change the way that the Republican Party decides to go to business?
Right.
No?
It will change. It'll change up a little bit because they know if they go to the high courts, sometimes you appoint a guy hoping he's a moderate and you get him in there and the joker like is conservative.
Right.
Totally different.
You know what I mean? It's happened over the years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's happened several times. If I was smart enough to quote these suckers as much as
that's why I say,
you know,
it
happened several times.
We're going to check it out.
You know what I mean?
The conversations that's been talked to behind closed doors. You never know the conversation.
Right.
You never know the deals that they kind of work out behind closed doors.
Right.
But this is super important because these jokers, the Supreme Court, to me, they hold way more power than the president, the congressman, the Senate. I'm talking about
all of them.
Job for life. They got Scalia on tape saying, "What is Obama going to do to me?
Yeah,
I'm in this position for life. All of us are.
He could not do nothing."
And I really feel they should have a term or a limit on how long you should be a Supreme Court justice.
Really, this year you vote
so you can bring new ideas and new people because it's corrupted.
Yeah,
in my opinion. But you know,
I think that would be dangerous because. I mean, as well, I agree that it shouldn't be a lifelong term.
It should be at least
I automatically
18-year term. My opinion.
It depends. It depends too, because it's a little consistency there. There has to be because you're talking about certain laws that will exist forever, or at least be very, very difficult to change.
It takes a long time to make a bill a law anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So you have to get some consistency in being there. But being there 30 and 40 years. If you ain't get your point across in that time, you know what I mean? Or some of these jokers are just automatically winning.
But see, I'm skeptical of it because devil's advocate again. Now you can have certain interests, just basically create farm schools of individuals who will be the next. You understand?
Right.
We can pop these out. Yeah. We can pop these out. But all the while, your alma mater or whatever you are loyal to has you working for their best interest and not the people.
That's the system that we live in now.
Yeah.
That's the system that we live in now. The Ivy League was supposed to be just popping them out, popping them out, popping them out.
Right.
But then these jokers became gay. So you know what I mean? So they can't run if they got a something in their closet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that eliminates a quarter of their stock.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they're rich, so do you really want to be in the limelight? Would you rather be a senator or a president?
Right.
You know what I mean? They're weighing their options. Like, I could just hide in my state. You know what I mean? And keep all my bones in my closet. Or I can go national and get exposed.
They don't write laws that exists for the existence or the length of the country.
That's why they rather be senators now. They rather be senators than to be the president because they hold much more power at Senate.
Yeah, they can stay there.
You know what I mean? Right.
As long as they can keep their constituency happy, throw them a bone every now and then, keep their, you know, the
as long as they keep their constituents in their pocket.
Right. But you have to bring jobs to your district to keep people happy. If your district lose jobs, you losing your job.
My favorite show, House of Cards. Not favorite ever, but
now you friends with certain people like the bankers in the city or the town.
The bankers have to be able to lend money, and they have to be able to have jobs to lend money to. You know what I mean? That's what politics is about.
Or certain friends with people who own the jails.
You just can't. Come on, man. Yeah, you're right. But you can't just hold a spot and palms not get greased. Yeah, you know what I mean.
It's a lot of palm grease. That's what I'm saying.
Right, these people
they're all mixed into a whole.
Listen, people support. They support candidacies for their projects. You know what I mean? Like, yo, if I'm trying to build a store down near the stadium, you know what I mean? I'm going down to the mayor's and donating to his campaign.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Going to the
and I'm going to let him know, hey, man, how you doing? I'm Ed Burr. I'm trying to open up the American Deli down there. You know what I mean? And I'm donating $1,500 to the campaign. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, when you know what I mean?
And while he's shaking his head, you agrees with another 15.
You know what I mean? If it goes like that.
Speaking of mayors, after Kasim Reed done, y'all watch out for Killer Mike, because he on the trail now.
Killer Mike.
He learning the game from the burn now.
Yeah.
He learning good.
Yeah, Killer Mike, he's not a politician, man. Killer Mike is an activist, man.
Yeah.
Killer Mike is an activist, man. He keep doing what he's doing. I like the Killer Mike show. I like what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to him.
Yeah, he definitely created his own lane.
Run the Jewels. Check him out. Yeah. Speaking of shit that's fucked up in the world, 20,000 refugees are on the Turkish border because ISIS is having a war in the city of Aleppo. So you got 20,000 people that's 60 miles away from Turkey. And I doubt that the military will be able to keep all 20,000 away without slaughtering them. And that would cause an international incident, which would basically spark off World War III because ISIS is 60 miles away from you. So I doubt that's happening, but I just thought that it was something critical, you know, that they're that close to another sovereign nation.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And
is it their place to take those refugees?
Well, they already taken in like 70,000, I believe. They've already taken in that many.
Yeah, they're taking in a lot. They're taking in a lot. You know what I mean? And they're trying
to maintain.
They want to take. I'm gonna say they want to, but they're trying to filter the good one from the bad one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's
without me being naive. You know what I mean?
Well, without records.
You know what I mean?
Without government assistance.
Right. Yeah. There's no way of picking out who's ISIS and who's on a suicide mission. You know what I mean? Yeah. And who's genuinely coming in.
That shit like Scarface. Legit. Remember at the beginning of Scarface?
Yeah.
He like telling you in sanitation. Tell him anything so we can get in this motherfucker.
Castro just emptied out the prisons and sent all those guys over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so they all lied and said, you know what I mean? So, and that's what's going on up there. Turkey would normally let these people in. You know what I mean?
But you
not willingly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the whole world is watching.
The whole world
nations
watching.
all over the world have let in refugees, except for us. We can tell we done let some in. You know what I'm saying? But we can tell everybody else what they supposed to be doing, but we ain't being American.
The ones who make it here
right now.
The ones who make it here connected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The poor ones don't make it here.
I saw somebody on the
you know what I mean?
on the MSNBC special, and that joker was in a restaurant already. I'm like,
right.
But the guy that owned the restaurant was from like Greece or some shit like that.
There's no such thing as poor people making it to America. You just don't have the means or the necessities to get here.
Yeah,
you have to be plugged to make it here.
Unless you already committed.
You know what I mean? No, your family's been calling the ambassador like, hey, I got family there. Can you move them to the front of the list? Hey, we support the local Democratic Party in Saginaw, Michigan.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Just donated.
Right. They have a job and we sponsor them. That's how you get here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
it's just a tragic situation.
Right,
I look at it because you got all these hundreds of thousands of people. Like we kind of tend to be what do you call it?
ISIS is coming. The funny part is not funny. The crazy part is the crazy part is ISIS is coming to get them guys, and we're gonna watch a live slaughter on TV.
Yeah,
coming to get who?
Those refugees on that border.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Of Aleppo in Turkey.
Oh man, see that's what I was.
You know what I mean? Man. So Turkey's damned if they do and they damned if they don't.
I mean, everybody trying to do their part. Even shouts out to Sweden. They got a cruise ship called the Ocean Gala, Gala. They basically stopped cruises for. They're stopping cruises this year. They're going to pick up over 2,000 refugees. They're going to house them in the ships, so they can live and live comfortably. So, shouts out to Sweden for that, for trying to do their part.
Right.
Everybody trying to do their part. So hopefully, we'll jump in sooner or later.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
The U.S. will jump in sooner or later.
Anybody up on the what's going
Listen,
on?
Hopefully, with one last piece. Hopefully, Russia, who I don't trust one bit, will make it in there and bomb the shit out of ISIS and back them up for making it to Aleppo. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Why don't you trust Russia?
Huh? That damn Vanity put that
commie bastard.
That goddamn Putin can't be trusted, man. You know what I mean? Those guys over there, they did. That's a straight gang over there, man.
You can't trust them just because you watch Rocky, man.
No. Look, dig. I know what he's saying though, because Putin will do something and won't deny that he did it, but what he did is what we in the hood call cross.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about cross, like Thug say, slime.
Yeah, slime,
like,
man.
I'm talking about he just killed a KGB agent.
Right.
Yeah.
Just killed his own KGB agent. Like, bro.
Because he suspected he might be doing something. No proof. He suspected he might be doing something. You know what I mean?
He running the government like a dope organization, like a dope ring.
But but Russia's beefing with ISIS too.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we like, they're like, tell us where they at, Obama. Obama's like, we can't share intelligence with you. You know what I mean? So,
what about the Saudis? I've been seeing articles and shit saying the Saudis are ready to go into Syria. It's like World War III question mark. Right,
they teaming up with the U.S., man.
The fucking Saudis got a color guard.
Saudis, think about it. Saudis still been hurt since Desert Storm. They trying to recover.
That's not an army.
They team up with the U.S.
That's the UN. That's the UN Special Forces going into Aleppo.
Yeah, U.S. gonna back them on that. It's the U.S. Saudi. Shouts out to the Turkish people. We trying to we hope for y'all to maintain and make it.
Who that?
Turkish. Syria. Shouts out to the refugees. The refugees. Hopefully they'll make it in Turkey, or wherever they're trying to make it safely. You know
your accent be throwing me sometimes. Sometimes I gotta read your lips and shit.
I can only imagine what they're going through. I can't imagine what they're going through because people losing kids and everything behind it.
Yeah.
Shouts out to them. Next subject is Apple and iPhone, and the Feds trying to force Apple to unlock.
Oh, great segue.
Yeah, trying to unlock
one freedom for another.
Right.
Trying to unlock their information so they can basically spy on everybody who got iPhones because they can't. That's the only phone that they can't unlock and watch. Basically.
Not just Apple offers a service. And their service is their phones is, when you encrypt something in here, it's yours secret. You know what I mean? And that's the bonus part of their phone. That's their top secret seller. You know what I mean? When you put something in this phone, it can't be hacked. Like security cannot, they cannot do it. They cannot break into the phone. Yeah. If you try more than 10 times a different password, it wipes all of your information out of the phone. So the feds can't even attempt passwords, you know what I mean, to even try to break the encryption.
Yeah, they're trying to use the...
so you got something on that rock?
They're trying to use the murder that happened in California.
San Bernardino.
Yeah, the guy that killed 14 people. They're trying to use that as a gateway to unlock all iPhones or Apple phones, basically. Saying they want to... look into his phone to see what he was thinking and what he was talking about.
I kind of just feel like, skeptic in me, but I kind of just feel like Apple is this $1 trillion company that's uber American. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Unapologetically rich and a part of the upper sphere of the world, the 2%, as they say.
Right.
And you mean to tell me that government can't get something from them? It's difficult for me to understand because you're saying like they've got backdoors into all other technology but Apple.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Apple said there's not a program to backdoor the encryption. They would have to make a program, and then once you make a program, anybody can to break
It's
in.
open season.
Yeah, it's open season.
Just like
So when Apple made the program, the encryption program, you know what I mean, app on the phone, their intention was for that to be your secret. You know what I mean? It was uncrackable, so they did not make a backdoor to it.
Yeah.
You know, so the government is like, hey, just make a backdoor for this one, please. You know what I mean?
But once you open, it's just like a cat. You feed it one time, they coming back.
And it's coming back
You
again
know,
and
so-
again and again.
I'm a victim of my own skepticism and my
Right.
own speculation because you hear the rumors like, oh, the iMac or the Apple computers with the camera, oh, they watch this, that, and the third. So I was just like, oh, if they're watching images and this, that, and the third, then how else would they not have access to your computer?
Right.
And another thing I would just suggest, I don't know, I haven't done it, but computers can be remote controlled.
Right.
Like you ever call a tech and say my computer's fucked up, blah blah blah, and then they'll say da 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 da. Let me take over from here.
Right.
Yeah.
But they didn't know they had iPhones. You know what I mean? Until they until they kicked their door in.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Then they figured out they had iPhones, and they smashed the iPhones ridiculously. You know what I mean? They smashed them phones to destroy them. You know, so there was really no way for the feds to really even get to use the phone. You know, the feds got all the best technologies in the world.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do know
and
that.
and if they can't break Apple's encryption, Apple got something special there, man.
Yeah.
And, you know?
Even though, like you said, I wonder what type of power Apple have that the feds can't just walk in and debo. Even though you saying they don't have a bad.
No, this case is going to end up in the Supreme Court. Apple versus United States.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You've been in history books in a little
Right. This is going to the Supreme Court because Apple intends on fighting it. You know what I mean? Apple said we're going to fight this to the end.
Okay,
You know
now
what I mean?
does that make Apple a quote unquote consumer friendly company? Is that making
No.
them a green company? Are they doing this for the best interest of their consumer, or so their product can't be infringed upon, so to speak? Right, duplicated.
Right.
Is that the main reason, or is it because they don't want Rock to have his iPhone 8.9 broken? Is that why?
No. But it's a great selling point.
Okay.
It's
I
a
mean,
great
it's
Shout
selling
out to Apple. We can sell that for
Right.
y'all.
Yeah.
We can
You know
sell
what I
that
mean?
for
I
y'all.
I respect Apple for that. It's just like if
Apple will never admit it, but they know they have a good terrorist market with their encryption. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Apple knows this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why they couldn't trace. That's why the feds can't really trace these guys, because these guys know how to go on the video games. You know what I'm saying? The Xbox and communicate. That's all encryption. Can't be tapped into.
And
You know what I mean?
that's
Man,
why
you-
all
hey,
their
hold on,
videos look
Bernie.
like they still on VHS.
Yeah.
Bro, you gave me terrorist 101, man. I didn't know all that.
Oh
about
man,
that,
yeah, man. They
My Xbox.
yeah. Speaking of Xbox,
wow.
is encrypted. You can't tap into that.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
There's no recording to that. That's all secret.
Oh wow.
Supposedly secret. You know what I mean? It's all
I mean,
secret.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's that.
I like mine.
That's their money.
Right. The government
hustle.
the government works in the government doesn't run on letting little people run their company, run their place.
Not at all.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they have to do what they do. You know what I mean? They know what I mean? Fortunately, we're blessed to have a roof over our head and some jobs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
That's crazy.
You was talking about the Apple situation.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason I say I was kind of skeptical of it is because Apple is I believe their intellectual property is headquartered in Ireland, so they tax dodgers.
Yeah.
So it's like
Big tax dodgers.
So it's like, y'all ain't shit over here, but y'all's like, no, we gonna fight for the people over here. Like, I'm kind of,
Yeah.
but I guess that's how Tommy Lauren feel about the Panthers.
But that's their consumer. That's their consumer base. You know, they're based in their consumer base is in America.
Yeah.
Second in China.
Yeah.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But they can't make product here. They can't make their product here. They just don't have enough.
Crazy
They
motherfuckers.
don't have enough skilled labor.
They cracking that whip.
Okay.
No, they cracking that whip in China. In the place where they make the Apple phones at, and this is documented, motherfuckers was jumping out of the windows committing suicide.
They had to put suicide
and they put nets up on the window.
Catch their ass, put them back to work.
Catch
their ass.
So when you wake up,
Hey, they really
you
got
know what
Mama
I'm saying,
Miss
get your ass
slavery
back
out
on the
there.
line.
You ain't ready to die.
Yeah.
They're like, this not slavery, this our people.
Mama Miss slavery, man.
They like, it's not slavery, it's only slavery if it's a different race.
They got their blueprint from Walmart, man.
Yeah. Dog shit.
If y'all ever seen the Walmart documentary, look up the Walmart documentary, man.
Yeah.
It's a sad case too. They had to get their bluept from them.
It's Black History Month, so we just gonna sprinkle y'all with a little something.
Hold on, one thing before we go to Black History, because I know that's towards the end. But we had Vanity, aka Denise Matthews. She died this week.
Ain't that a nasty girl?
You know what I'm saying? If you don't know who she is, she was a star. If you don't know who she is, she was a beautiful lady back in the 80s. She was a star in the 80s. She played in
She's one of
Last Dragon.
Yeah.
Show enough.
If you don't remember Last Dragon, she also co-starred with in Action Jackson.
Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
With
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers,
In
yeah.
Action Jackson.
Yeah. You
Dollar
know,
play!
she was a star in the 80s, and she started crack addiction in the 80s, late 80s and 90s, which led to her overdose, which led to kidney failure and whatnot. And she been fighting the dialysis, having dialysis since the 90s, and finally caught up with her.
You know,
Crack is a powerful drug. Don't do it.
beyond power.
Cocaine.
You know what I'm
hell,
saying? It's killed a lot of generations. In
She's one of Prince's original bad bitches.
Yeah.
Vanity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was in Vanity 6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
known for biting her bottom lip.
Yeah. She's
Side of a bottom lip.
one of the first yellow bones Prince was tearing up and shit.
Yeah.
She was bad, yeah. I ain't gonna.
She was Halle Berry before Halle Berry, man.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Vanity, man. Gone but not forgotten. But before she died, she did get her life back right. She kicked the drug habit.
Yeah.
Became a born-again Christian.
Born again Christian.
evangelism.
You know, she died, I think, Monday. She was quartered Saturday.
She was 56 or something.
57. She was
Young
quartered at
girl,
church Saturday.
I call that young.
She had a lot of life left.
Yeah,
You know
a
what I
lot of
mean?
life, man.
A lot of life left.
Crack took out early, man.
Make good decisions.
Yeah, please.
I was gonna say, Darlene Ortiz from the 5150 show.
Yeah.
She said that she did. She was hired to write a sizzle reel, or like some programming for a rehab show, and she said she called Vanity up, and she was in her evangelist stage or whatnot. You know, she had done kicked the habit, and she asked her. She said, "Is there money in this?" And she said, "Well, you know, not right now. We just filming everything. We putting the show together, but you know, you'll be paid." But she was like, "Well, I can't really deal with it right now because I'm dealing with my dialysis and I'm behind several payments and I need at least X amount of dollars today." And I just thought that was sad. She was like, you know, she was the nicest lady.
Right.
You know, she said she used to take exercise classes with her and stuff, but she said, you know, it's just the drugs got her. The drugs got her. Shout out to 5150.
That
Corey
dialysis,
Holcomb, Zoe Williams, Darlene Ortiz.
Dialysis is expensive, especially if you try. You got to do it like every day.
Yeah.
And she was like doing it like every day, so it caught up with her.
Shit, I had a homeboy die just waiting to get in dialysis. You know what I mean? It's like a line to get into dialysis. You know what I mean?
Like waiting on an organ.
Yeah.
man.
Like just waiting for a kidney wasn't good enough. You know what I mean?
It wasn't gonna do it.
He
Had
had
to keep him alive.
Yeah, but the waiting list in New York for just to get to a dialysis center. You know what I mean?
Ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. He was in the hospital for like 8 months just to get to a center. You know what I mean? And then when he got to the center, he only lived like a few more months after he started his dialysis. But you know what I mean? He ain't never stopped drinking that damn. He ain't never stopped licking all that weed and shit. So fucked him up. I don't know if those per se, but I doubt you're allowed to drink and shit and be doing dialysis and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's Black History Month. We're gonna drop y'all with a little jewel.
Yeah.
The Black Panthers. There was a documentary on them on PBS, and the reason I'm bringing them up is because they've been the reason for the quote-unquote controversy that's going on in social media period, with Beyonce, with Kendrick, with all these people, the so-called, opposition.
Well, it's actually the 50th anniversary of the Black Panthers too.
Yeah. Very, very
you know
important.
What I mean? So that's why the new documentary came out. It doesn't have any new information that wasn't in the other 8 documentaries that I have on record. You know what I mean? It was a 2-hour show. It actually focused on the very beginning of of the Black Panthers in Oakland. You know what I mean? And it just went through one
chapter.
Just one small chapter. You know what I mean?
They didn't go really heavily into New York besides the Panther 21.
Right.
They didn't go into LA too much at all, like you said. They didn't go into all of the other branches. They showed them on the map,
right,
and they spoke about incidences, but they didn't really go into it. But I just found it very, very informative for people that may not have known, and a little current, because they were talking to Panthers who were still alive at this point, and
right,
getting their point of view about the situation at the time.
But they didn't speak to no Panthers that was in jail who were unjustly in jail. You know what I mean? Unjustly still in jail. They didn't speak to none of those guys.
That is to the detriment of the director or the producer. Who did you say made it?
Stanley Nelson.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then it may have been
I don't know if that's Stanley
with
Nelson of Source Magazine fame, or is that the same dude?
I believe so. I know the Stanley Nelson I know has been on Real Time with Bill Maher several times.
Right.
He's
That's what I'm thinking.
Kind of tall, slim, African American guy.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And I mean, I put it like this: maybe had the people that are so harsh toward what happened with Beyonce and all this in the past few days, had they have seen any of that or read, well, I guess they just don't know shit. Period. Yeah.
Right. Just do some research first.
Right. If you expecting the white media, the white public to go research the Black Panthers, that ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? Unless they
it's not fair.
Unless they stumbled upon that documentary Tuesday night. You know what I mean? And seeing
watched it.
and seeing how, you know what I'm saying, with the intentions of the Black Panthers, and how they was infiltrated, you know what I mean, by traitors and the federal government, you know what I mean?
Man, they had
and wrongly accused and framed.
Right.
They had COINTELPRO documents posted on the screen. For people that don't know, that's counterintelligence program, which was a Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI program, that was led to stop the rising of a black messiah.
Right.
Someone who could, quote-unquote, unite the black people and bring them out of oppression.
The same program killed Fred Hampton, killed Martin Luther King.
Exactly. There you go.
COINTEL, you know what I mean? And those guys sell their people off a $300 bonus and shit.
Yeah. You saw the one guy? He was speaking about it just like, well,
nonchalantly, yeah.
I had stolen a car and they caught me joyriding.
A stolen car is enough to betray your race.
And I was looking for a way out. And they obviously had enough to build a case.
Yeah.
And he just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Because they had made him a cop. He had become so good at it, the motherfucker, they made him a damn cop.
Settled back 20 years.
Yeah, the guy just retired in like the 80s and shit.
But you got to live with that. You got to live with that and see
right.
with that everything.
But it's just something for you to look into. But that was just what I had. You said you had
Black
somebody
Panthers
too,
are not
right?
terrorists.
Oh yeah. I got a Black History fact.
There you
know
go.
What I mean, old school. You know, I'm from Belmont Racetrack.
All right.
You know what I mean? Black History fact. Alonzo Clayton, also known as Lonnie, was a black jockey in the 1800s. In the end of 1800s, after slavery. You know what I mean? Homeboy's 15 years old, decided to ride horses. He ended up becoming the youngest jockey ever to win the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Alonzo Clayton. You know what I mean?
Lonzo Clayton. He got a straight nigga name.
Yeah, man.
Hey, it was before the projects. Everybody know a Zoe somewhere. Lonzo Clayton. Nah, I'm fucking with him though. My name
Lonzo
Rakim.
Clayton. Jockey, youngest jockey ever to win the Belmont Stakes.
That's what's up, man. Little known Black History fact.
Black History fact.
That means you excel at everything you do.
Right.
So don't be afraid to fail. it's gonna work out in the end.
Well, you don't see a lot of black jockeys now, you know what I mean, because they kind of been phased out the game. But the first 16, 17 jockeys in those big races back in the days were all black.
What kind of jockeys are now?
Oh, mostly Latin.
Yeah,
mostly
that
Latin.
sound right.
Mostly
I
Latin.
was thinking
Latin.
Latins or Asians.
No, Latin.
I mean, you know the credentials.
Poor whites.
You know the credentials though to be a
Really?
jockey?
Yeah.
Most jockeys are like 5'6".
That's why I
100
said
pounds,
that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said that, because, hey, we ain't
Yeah.
small no more. They seen LeBron.
Yeah, they eat
We
out
popping
of
them out.
They eat out of the Midwest of Canada, little towns in Ohio.
Very small,
The
man.
back towns
Small,
of Louisiana. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Small men, man.
Yeah.
You know, cool, but Lonzo Clay, that's some
That's
dope
what it
shit,
is.
man.
Yep.
That's some
Yeah.
dope shit. The youngest ever?
Youngest ever, 15 years old. That record won't be broken. because,
No.
Child labor laws.
That's what I
prevent
said.
that
They
from-
can't do it no more.
Child labor laws will prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
He started. Shout out to my nephew. Maniac Music. And you can check him out at Roadrunner Gamo. His email is Roadrunner Gamo. He makes some dope music. That's why I'm putting him out there. You know what I'm saying? Producer, artist, do it all. Got his own studio set up. Roadrunner Gamo. That's ROADRUNNAGAMO @gmail.com. Shout out to my man K Double, making the dope beats like the intro you heard. That's gonna be Kelly.Kerry. That's KELLY .KERRY at yahoo.com.
All right.
Is that a wrap?
Hey, I just want to say, I know a lot of you guys don't vote. You know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer in the voting process. It helped us make it through, make a lot of changes in this country. You know what I mean? At one point or another, I know the situation is you know what I'm saying, a little dicey. You know what I mean? But do your homework. This is an important time in the political arena. You know what I mean? We have a chance to get a more liberal judge, get rid of some senators who don't support Obama. You know what I mean? So this is a senator, president, and Supreme Court justice year. You know, so my thing is, I ask everyone who watch these shows, you know, do a little information and go out there and vote. You know, do a little research and go out there and vote. Hillary or Bernie, neither one is that much better than the other. You know, so with that being said.
But Ron Paul ain't running this year.
Ron Paul.
Hey,
Who do I vote for? I'm going with the Donald.
Ron Paul is selling gold nuggets.
To piggyback off my man Berto, the vote is not for you, it's for your kids. And
Right.
your kids,
Right.
man. So
Right. And with guys like Justice Scalia dying, that's one more step towards equality. When these old bigots die out, we have to replace them with new, fresh minds. You know? That's
With
why
great ideas,
That's
yeah.
why this election is so important.
Yeah.
We have to keep a Democrat in there to keep you know what I'm saying?
The
to keep
Democrats and the liberals want to take my guns. They want to take my guns and make me eat brick cheese.
To keep the courts more balanced, we would at least think they would pick somebody to keep the courts more balanced to the left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, well, a woman has the right to choose for herself, for her body needs. You know what I mean? And we could get the Dream Act finally passed for some of these immigrants. Your parent brought you here when you was 2 years old. You have no control over where you're at. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You're a citizen. You can't go back to Barbados, Africa,
That's right.
That's right.
Mexico. After you've been here for 30 years, you know no one, you know no culture. You're American.
Yeah.
You know
Just
what I
be
mean?
true to the American mantra.
Right.
That's what we need politicians to be true to what
That's
America
it.
is.
That's it.
What it was based off of and what it's supposed to stand for.
Right.
But I don't care who y'all vote for. Long as I can still carry my assault rifle across my shoulder and a Burger King,
All right.
we Gucci.
Right. Right. As long as we got the right to carry guns, the government will always be afraid of us. You know what I mean? So never vote against the gun laws. You know.
yeah, it's about protecting
You
yourself.
you vote for gun rights. You know what I mean? I mean this some regulations that should go into effect. You know what I mean? As far as you get to a sticky subject there.
Yeah,
But don't vote against the gun.
Yeah. Because there's some people that got
Yeah.
guns that issue guns that that's part of their jobs shouldn't even have guns. So, hey, don't vote against it. Please don't.
Till next time.
Peace.